Lately on YouTube, I've seen a lot of gaming PC builds that aren't worth actually building because they have absurd build totals and crappy parts. So today, we'll be building an $800 all-white RGB gaming PC, and no, it won't have a GTX 1650 or a GTX 1660 Super, most certainly not the RX 6600 or the 6600 XT. No way. We'll be using the 6750 XT, the higher end basically overclocked version of the 6700 XT, which is already amazing. So I'm sure you must be wondering, an RX 6750 XT in an $800 gaming PC build, where did it cut corners? So if you want to know, stay tuned to find out. So now, where to find the 6750 XT at a price point capable of fitting in an $800 budget? Well, GPU prices are always higher or lower depending on the variant, so we'll be going with this model from MSI on Amazon or Newegg, which comes in at $410 at the time of making this video, which is already an absurd price for a 6750 XT. Now for quick specs of the GPU. This GPU has a clock speed of 2.150 GHz and a turbo clock of 2.6 GHz, has a maximum memory bandwidth of 432 GB per second, and memory bus width of 192-bit DirectX 12 Ultimate. It's most certainly capable of ray tracing, 12 GB of GDDR6 memory, much higher than 3070's 8GB and even the 3080's 10GB, HDMI 2.1 support, a TDP of 250 watts, PCI Express 4.0, and it supports AMD's FSR upscaling, so you can get even more FPS. And by the looks of it seems AMD's RX 6000 series might support FSR 3.0, which includes frame generation, but as of right now, that's all the speculation until it's actually out. I'm sure $400 on OLED GPU, that being half our budget, came as a surprise to you all, because how the remaining $400 going to cover the rest of the parts like the CPU, motherboard, RAM, and so on? Well, that's the special part about this build. So we'll be going with the Ryzen 5 5600G. For $128, you're getting 6 cores and 12 threads. Has a base clock of 3.9 GHz and a boost of up to 4.4 GHz, and it includes Radeon Vega 7 graphics, which offers some crazy FPS for $130 CPU, but PCIe version 3 is 2 generations old at this point. There just wasn't enough budget for a 5600 or a 5600X, but I'm still going to show you how it performs in comparison to other CPUs, which include the 5600X. As you can see, the 5600X barely pulls ahead, especially in Shadow of the Tomb Raider in 4K res with only 1 FPS difference. Even not because of PCIe version 4, the 5600G would be a much better option, not just being cheaper but also because of the integrated Vega 7 graphics. Moving on to the motherboard. Because we went for a 6750 XT, again there just wasn't enough budget to get a nice motherboard. So today we are going with the Gigabyte A320M S2H motherboard. It has 2 DIMM slots, supports the DDR4 3200MHz RAM, and the main selling point for it is because it's AM4, so you can still upgrade to something like the 5800X 3D in the future. Now for RAM, I wanted at least 16 gigs because 8 gigs hasn't been worth it for a long time now. So we'll be going with the Silicon Power Value 16GB DDR4 3200MHz CO16 RAM because it's just $41. That's pretty epic for a CO16 16GB kit. Now for storage, the Crucial P3 plus 500GB NVMe SSD is perfect for this build, and so is the price. For $33, you're getting pretty good reads and write speeds. So to truly make this look high-end, I went the extra mile for the ID Cooling Zoom Flow 240mm AIO, and it's $50 and it's also white. That will make this all-white high-end looking build look even better. And by the way, make sure to swap out the two 120mm fans on the AIO with the two 120mm fans on the case. There's plenty of good power supply options out there, so let's go with the EVGA 650W 80+ bronze power supply, which is $50. But you can get even cheaper than this if you just wanted the EVGA B stock like a hawk. Now housing all these parts is the Montec X3 white ATX mid-tower PC case. For $65, it comes with 6 RGB fans pre-installed, 3 140mm fans and 3 120mm fans. Has a door open tempered glass side panel. You can put up to 4 SATA SSDs and 2 HDDs or more storage over time. Has unmatched airflow, I'm not joking, it really does. Well now, since I don't have the actual parts on hand, I can't show you how it looks, but it should look somewhat like this. Now let's see how it performs in 11 games. And 10 of those 11 games is the 6750 XT versus the 3070 Ti, which is a whole $200 more expensive. And it has an even lower GPU clock speed of 1575 MHz versus the 2600 MHz of the 6750 XT. And the 11th game is Warzone 2.0, so we can see how it performs in the latest and greatest title. By the way, this was benchmarked with the Ryzen 9 5900X, so expect a 3 to 6 FPS drop with the 5600G. Now let's also see how it performs with Now that that's done, this is what the final part list is looking like. But if you absolutely have to stay in the $800 budget, or you just don't have $800 to spend, here's another list of parts that goes well below that. It may not be as good, not just aesthetics, but also performance, but it's still fairly close, and it's $61 cheaper. I want to make you guys know that I didn't actually have to drop the AIO cooler, but if I hadn't done that, then to achieve this under $800 price point, I would have had to drop the CPU from a 4600G to a cheaper CPU. And I also just want to make you guys know that these PC parts are only getting cheaper by the day, so check the links in the description for updated prices. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you do, make sure to turn on that notification bell so you never miss on any content like this.